Yes, welcome to Afri Sports. This is your boy Emmanuel Singuzi. Today we have an exclusive story. This is from Trevor Sinclair. Trevor Sinclair is one of the Manchester City legends. I think played in the early 2000s. And he was on TalkSport. TalkSport is one of the top radio shows in the UK. And he said something interesting, and I picked this from the Daily Mail. Trevor Sinclair criticizes Mikel Arteta for decapitating Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in public and insists the Spanish management of the former Arsenal captain cost the Gunners £30 million. Rightfully so. When all these things started, the tension in the dressing room between Mikel Arteta and Pierre Aubameyang, I was following a lot of pundits, and most of them, they praise Arteta on how he has handled this and all that, and how he has stood his ground. I'll draw a comparison. Remember when Harry Kane was trying to force a move to Manchester City? He didn't even come for training. He came late, I think a week to training, but most of the pundits there, they were talking about how good Harry Kane can fit the Manchester City style and Pep Guardiola. There's this fascination of the English press, the English pundits with Pep Guardiola's style. To me, I'm from the school of Jose Mourinho, and rightfully so. You know, Pep has also won a couple of trophies, one of the best coaches, but I'm from the Mourinho style. And I've tried to compare these styles and how they really lambashed Jose Mourinho when he has rifts in his dressing room. In comparison to Mikel Arteta, for him, he was praised, you know. But let's look at Aubameyang right now, how he's doing at Barcelona. How he's doing at Barcelona. These are some of the few stats that I managed to pick of Aubameyang. As I wait for it, is the first player to bag a brace on his El Clasico debut since David Villa in 2010. He's one of the first players since, that means a decade from now. He's one of the few players who have done that. The Gabonese striker is the first player this century to have been involved in at least 3 goals on his El Clasico debut. That's 2 goals and 1 assist in the 4-0 win at Santiago Bernabeu. Pure class. That was pure class of performance on that day. And he has scored, I think, 7 goals in his last 11. He's the first player this century to score 5 consecutive games against Real Madrid. I think that is the other teams that he has played for. I mean, this you cannot move away from these stats, you know. And Trevor Sinclair went ahead and also, I'm quoting him. This is from what he said on TalkSport. I commend all the players that have done that to a high standard. His mom wasn't well. That was when Aubameyang was in, I think he had gone to France to check on his mom. Was probably having a tough time. That have been one of the reasons why he was late. And he had a couple of situations where he and Arteta did not agree on. I think it was dealt with wrong. If you think about managers' objectives, it's about how to get the best out of the players or get the most of him. And I don't think Mikel Arteta did either that. Rightfully so, Mikel Arteta did not get the best out of Aubameyang. So what's the difference between Xavi and Mikel Arteta? Xavi, people say, is from the same school of Pep Guardiola, the modeling of Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta. But these are the 2 different managers with the same philosophy. Here, that's what the pundits say, these so-called pundits in the English media, praise him. But Xavi has an understanding of the dressing room, the experience. He has played with different people in the dressing room. You know, he has won tremendous trophies. He has been with one of the best players in the world, you know. So for him, he has at least that experience of handling star players. Mikel Arteta comes in with this ego. You know, my word is final. You know, I think he wants to work with these young lads. He fears to have a dressing room with stars, with people who can really command a dressing room. You know, and trust me, I'm one of the few people who didn't believe in. Up to now, I don't really believe in Mikel Arteta's style. He's one of the luckiest managers who have stayed in a job for the longest time. He should have been sacked a long time ago. But he's so lucky that he has gotten leeway. You know, he has gotten ample time to really stay on the job even after disastrous results. You know, and eventually the players also will catch up. And right now, this season, it's only the young players who are trying to, to get the bag for him. That is his new contract that he's trying to chase. But these players can take you as far as you can. You know, when it comes to real mature football, you talk about Champions League football, title deciders, you know, FA Cup finals, FA Cup semi-finals. This is when Mikel Arteta will freeze. And if Arsenal wants to really go back to its former glory, the unbeaten former glory, you know, they would have even gone for Patrick Vieira. You know, why not Patrick Vieira? He has proven it with Crystal Palace now. You know, I think for me, I would advocate for Patrick Vieira to become the next manager. You know, and there's this fascination, this fancy, this romance with former players, especially former players who are played in England. You know, Frank Lampard, somebody who is really having a disastrous season as a coach, but no one talks about him with Everton. He has lost almost, I think, 90% of his games at Everton right now. I know. And he did not want to go to Norwich. He didn't want to take the Crystal Palace job because he thought he was the top tier manager after taking a role at Chelsea. So some of these managers will be coming in the English league. And if you don't really talk about these things, you shall have mediocre. And that's what's happening with what has happened with Solskjaer, with Manchester United. Fantasizing, you know, having this relationship, this romance with former players, and then some of them don't really have a speck, even a single speck of being a top tier manager. So Mikel Arteta, for me, I'll give him a 0 in the scale of 10 in terms of his player management. You know, he's one of the few coaches who should have been sacked, but he's so lucky that he has stayed on the job more than any other coaches after the strings of bad results. You know, so to me, he handled the Aubameyang situation in a very unprofessional way, in a very emotional way as a coach, and Aubameyang is proving this in the biggest club of the century. He's proving this at Barcelona and scoring goals in top games, you know, Clásicos and all that. So I'll give props to Sinclair, you know, for coming out and, you know, being bold about it and talking about this. So to me, that was the wrong move, and I'm yet to see now in the transfer market I want to see really his management skills in terms of, you know, being a manager like Arsene Wenger used to do. He was an economist, trying to balance books, and that's why Arsenal used to make profits. So if that's the model that Arsenal wants to follow, I'm here to see that this season. Thank you very much for the ones who have tuned in. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and click the thumbs up button. This is Afri Sports, everything exclusive sports.